Everybody, welcome to RaceRoom. We're here doing some daily races. First one I'm registered for is the Tartus F4 race here at Austria. Just jumping into a quick practice. I think it starts at 7:30, so in about 8 minutes time. Of course, the fantastic update to RaceRoom, both in the graphics department and in this new multiplayer space they've got going on. Definitely one of the best received updates to a sim in a very long time. Good to see so many new players coming into RaceRoom. It's a great feature of this new multiplayer thing is you can set a qualifying lap on the leaderboard. And that can help set your grid space for the actual race. You don't have to worry about pre-qualifying because time is, not the most abundant thing for a lot of people. So these daily races are absolutely fantastic. You've got to jump in, do some quick races and jump out again. There are of course the longer races if you want to do the endurance stuff or the weekly events. A bit more serious stuff. This is more of a jump in and race. These little F4 cars are absolutely fantastic as well. You're starting off in RaceRoom, the best thing to buy is the multiplayer pack, which gets you I think 12 cars and 27 tracks, so you can play most of the current and upcoming multiplayer events. You have a beer ready to go as well here. Japan's finest, the Asahi. Why that'll test one of the RaceRoom's best features is the pickup, of course, on the tyres. Guys do that really well. You get a bit of dirt and dust on the tyres, and it takes a few corners to scrub everything off. The lighting and the shadows are a massive improvement. Of course, the RaceRoom's new update. It's got a physically rendered thing they've done with the graphics, which of course is a precursor to adding weather effects, day-night cycles to the game. So this latest graphics update is all pointed towards that. And of course DirectX 12 coming sometime, hopefully early next year. So nimble and so beautifully controllable. Big chatter from the tyres, they're getting a little bit too deep. Set ourselves a lap here, and we've got about 3 or 4 minutes before the actual race starts. We'll jump out and join that server in a minute. Probably do this lap plus one more unless we get track cut, which of course is very, very harsh in RaceRoom. It's one thing you'll learn coming from other simulators. Just how harsh the track cuts are with RaceRoom. But they're the same for everybody, so fourth gear for that final corner, I think, going a little bit deeper. wasn't a valid lap, so there we go. It's time to come up. 566. Of course, this would be a very tight leaderboard with these cars. The gaps there in front, 0.01. Just getting a few tenths here will shoot you up many places on the leaderboard. Track cut, yep. Not sure how much fuel we're running. Of course, most of the daily races are fixed setup, so not much point tinkering in this part of the setup. Recording here as well for YouTube for later. One thing does need improvement is the car cockpits. They're a little bit generic on RaceRoom, but of course as the graphics get better and we spend more time with other parts of the game, that will of course come. At the moment, we're very happy with the new graphics, the new lighting, new shading. Really good. Time for one lap here before we jump into the actual race server. OTC, I'm just checking the RTC settings. Not applicable on the F4 car. So natural RaceRoom, that's the best word I use to describe it. Driving is very natural, you slide the car naturally. Everything feels, almost like in the real world. Certainly haven't driven an F4 car before, but been driving for a lot of years and it does feel very nice. Good morning, Sim Curves. How are you? Morning from the Netherlands. Good evening from Australia, mate. Thanks for tuning in. I'll do one more lap here, then we'll jump into the server. Yeah, it really is. It has been for quite a while. I've said that, well, even since before last year's update, which was the big update. I thought RaceRoom was always probably second to R Factor 2, and then in January of last year, 2024, it got a massive update with its tyres, where the developers had the maturity update, where they said the tyres were as good as they're going to get them, and that was a massive update, and it's been the best driving simulator since then. Now the graphics and the online component is matching that, which is fantastic to see. After 12 years, they're still improving it. Hopefully next year more great things to come for RaceRoom as well. Finish up now, we'll jump out to the server. Where that moves up to 373. Again, very tight on the leaderboard. Jump into the actual race server. Spilt my beer all over the floor. Fantastic. Great start to the evening, spilling your beer everywhere. Get rid of some of this fuel, do a nice low fuel run, see how the car feels, how much fuel we're actually using. If you love, you can just change the presets in the menu there without having to go back out to the main menu like an AMS2. Traffic there. Nine cars in the server at the moment. There was only 3 registered a few minutes ago, so a few people have jumped on. Alright, let's try and get a flying lap in here. Old man behind go. Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. Jeez. That was practice done. Straight into a race. Must have. Okay. The practice server opened at 7:30. Not the race server. It's okay. So no idea on fuel levels and the rest. Got a 15-minute race. So probably 8 or 9 laps. $30 litres in, I've got no idea how much fuel this thing might use. That's probably way too much petrol. Starting on pole, I must have had a good time trial lap. 15 seconds to go. It's a good thing about pre-qualifying. Just a second, there we go. Just start there. Avoid some turn 1 carnage there. See after lap 1 if we have enough fuel. Start Cervasio making a comeback. Looks quite racy, the guy behind. A little bit of a gap to the guys behind us. Definitely quicker through that last sector. That's right, mate. Head down ice forward and see what happens. It's going to be a much better exit out of turn 1, that's for sure. Move on the outside there by him. No contact. Great thing about RaceRoom is you can race side by side, and it's got very good net code. We'll see how he goes out in the lead as opposed to chasing. Always easier to chase than be chased. As he's finding out. I'm going to run here into the final couple of corners. He's a little bit wide there. Got a 2-second gap back to 3rd place. Always a little bit worried with open wheel cars that they don't have brake lights, so you expect guys to almost hit you from behind. There's no visual cue there with the brake markers. Down to 7 with that one person in the pits. Feels good, only using 2.2, well, way too much petrol, but wasn't able to set a lap to get a fuel number in practice. Gained a couple of tenths there. A little bit better at that final sector. Maybe try for a super touring race after this, I think. These cars are just awesome to drive, just absolutely planted. The gap back to 4 seconds to 3rd place. This update from RaceRoom, absolutely fantastic. If you haven't tried it, do yourself a favour. We're down to 1st gear then by mistake. Definitely one of the best updates to a game, sim racing game, in a long time, to be honest. Next year, hoping to get weather cycles, day, night, all that sort of stuff. DirectX 12 coming next year as well, so lots of good things happening for RaceRoom in the near future. Definitely able to gain a little bit through that sector of the track. We just need him to make a little error or two. Would be very handy. Or just slow down or something like that. Minutes to go, it's about halfway through the race. Too much fuel as always. About 5.5 seconds back to third place. Give that gap nice and consistent to be in front. Might have to settle for second place here. Well, third place if you're not lucky, you keep doing that sort of stuff. Back tire's pretty good, only down to 92 and 93%. That's giving him a little bit of a edge there, 1.5 seconds. Caught up in the dirt. Bit of laziness there on my part. Try and get this dirt off these tyres. Lost 2 guys as well, so down to 6 runners. Position 7 and position 8 back in the pits. Third place, getting a little bit close as well. El Diablo's got a drive-through penalty. Probably this lap plus one more, so 2 laps, only a minute 55 to go. Do love this 15-minute races. Such it's good to get out from work and do a couple of quick races. Not too much thought behind it. No, my sim hub seems to be working okay. I've got the just the on-screen the fuel numbers there and the track map. It's pretty much all I run in RaceRoom. So I'm not sure, mate. Not sure there's an update for SimHub at all after the latest RaceRoom update, but my couple of little widgets seem to be working okay. Should be the last lap. Time is kicked down to 0 just there, so we are on the final lap. We'll jump into maybe a Super Tourer race or something next. Change steering wheels, something with a bit more of a round wheel. Alright, so a good win there for the Italian. Super Tours are absolutely epic. Alright, so well done there to the Italian. Cervezio. Come across in second. So we'll jump out and see what else is in the pipeline. It's pretty close there, 135.9 for the Italian, 136.0 for us. We have a gap to everybody else. Let's jump out and see what else we can play with. What was it, 9:53, so something coming at 8 o'clock. GT3. Yeah, why not? Missed it, have we? Alright, qualifying, it's about to kick off. Yeah, just notice that, it's a new feature. I love the overlap, so you can know exactly, go back to the menu here, you highlight something, it'll tell you if you're if that race will overlap with another race, taking into account all the practice sessions, qualifying, etc. It's definitely a very nice feature. Server starting in a couple of seconds, or 5 minutes. We should go into a qualifying, I suppose. The quick-fire nature of these races. Finish one race, jump straight into another. I think here too, it's what do you call it, like a hot lap, qualifying after a whole lap. Just jump straight in the car. Tyres are ready to go. I don't know what circuit we're doing. I'm assuming it's the Grand Prix circuit. I have no idea. Find out in a minute when we turn around. Yeah, looks like the GP circuit. Of course, in Max's Ferrari 296 GT3. And we've crashed. Oh no, we've had a race room doing a race room. Trying to fire it back up so we can get back in before the server kicks over. Did this to me last week. I wanted to do an update halfway through a race I was doing. Kicked me out. A little mini, I don't know, it was about 45 minutes ago, so probably not that one. Go back up running, but my steering wheel does say 2 on the gears. Hopefully it doesn't think it's mate, absolutely, I'll be parked in front of the TV all day Sunday. No doubt about that. Watching the Fords hopefully do well. Jump back in here. Race starts in 3 minutes. That should give me enough time to do a lap. Try and do some Bathurst content this weekend as well. Try again. TC is reversed in RaceRoom as well. Turn 1 going to be carnage there, of course, in GT3s with the guys dive bombing the left, right and centre. No worries, mate. Thank you for tuning in. We'll do one lap here, then we'll jump straight into the server. Just caught up on the curves there, just kicks it out a little bit sideways. Of course I don't know what circuit we're doing, which version. I'm not sure which chicane we're using. The first one or the second one, we'll find out in about 8 seconds. It's not the first one actually. No, it's the fast one. Slowed down way too much. Super wide, that's going to be a track cut. Wow, what an idiot. Let's go back, we'll go jump into the server. There we go. Don't like that though, every time you get out of the practice server it goes back to the main menu. Right. The ultimate wheel there looks very tasty. I don't think it'll work my little old cheapo Fanatec V.2, I thought it was a V2.5, whatever it's called. Still doing the business though, still running quite well. Very long loading time for this one. Also did spill some beer earlier, so that's not good. Wife won't be happy with that. Give it a bit of Novak later, it'll be fine. Alright, pretty big grid, couple of Aussies in there as well. Got 4 minutes of practice, we'll try and do some fuel numbers. Alright, let's just give that a run. Should have enough time to get out and maybe do 2 laps. We'll do a flying lap, sorry. We don't have a map at the moment. That might have been something new, a little crash we had in the game earlier. Imagine we'll get a full lap in here, I wouldn't think. Track cut. As we see our fuel number, 3 litres per lap. And a 15-minute race, can't imagine any more than sort of 8 or 9 laps. Good size grid, 20 cars in the service so far. Right, 3 Aussies in the game. Try and be the best of the Aussies, maybe over the first goal. Looking for the session. There we go. Kick over. Three litres per lap. Can't imagine doing any more than sort of 8 or 9 laps. So 40 litres should be more than enough. Not sure where we're starting. Oh, yeah, near the back. Alright, so it looks like we're position 18, so near the back, so that's alright. Means we might be away from some of the carnage, hopefully. Make up some spots. I don't think I've set a lap in TT for qualifying with this, which is why we're probably at the back. So 17 and 19, alright. Only one way to go, that's up. Crash on the side, there's 3 or 4 cars just barreling into each other. I do seem to have lost my radar though in the little game reboot from earlier. Too busy looking at the leaderboard. That was cool. Get out of that. Got next TCR 8:20. Route Sim Hub as well, because the radar seems to have disappeared. A weird shift sound on these little TCR cars. A little bit earlier than that. I love the Hungaroring, one of the most technical circuits on the F1 calendar, and makes a good track for other types of cars as well. Also a track that you get a lot of slowdowns in the race, so be very careful of your track limits. 6 minutes till server opens at 20 past 8. Starts in a minute 30, 21 registrations. Pretty cool, shows your national position for your country along with your global position. It's a fantastic menu as well, super easy to read. I hope they put that game wide at some point. Fixed setup. Another crash. Not going well for RaceRoom tonight, 2 crashes. Turn that wheel back on. Fire the game back up. The lineup that is Super Tourist. Definitely one of the best mods in all of sim racing. Join this server again. Improve these load times. That takes a fair while to get everything up and running, to be honest. NASCAR 25 interesting that iRacing, of course. I think it's iRacing doing the NASCAR 25 game. Nothing's going to be ever quite as good as NASCAR. Was it NASCAR Racing 3, 2003, whatever the old one was? That was absolutely fantastic. Back in the glory days of racing. You guys got 10 at least in the server already, even more, actually 13. Not sure if there's qualifying for this or not. If there isn't, there is also the pre-qualifying you can do on the time trial leaderboards. It's a nice feature. Those are a bit time sensitive. Nice. Everyone can now pretend they're SVG. Beat all the Americans on the road course. End of the session. Alright, there is no qualifying. straight into the race. No idea how much fuel we need. It's got a minute 55 laps on a 15-minute race, should only be 7 or 8 laps, so can't imagine this thing uses any more than about 3 litres per lap. 30 should do us. A bit over 30 just to be safe. 45 seconds. I think we're starting about P7, which is very dangerous, right in the middle of the pack. So it's absolute, that's guaranteed punt central. Yeah, I think AusNZ's been pretty solid, mate. This obviously is the daily multiplayer service, so all over the world here. The numbers are very, very good for the brand new multiplayer platform. I think AusNZ's been pretty solid. Their numbers at around 10. Wearing their t-shirt tonight. Fantastic group of guys. Hopefully this will draw more eyes to RaceRoom. Bash and crash at the back already. Stick to the inside. Oh, no, you won't. Behind there, lovely. The TCR cars are fairly easy to hold when you get a punt. Getting pushed over by old mate here. He runs himself off. Might get our first punt central lap out of the way there, taking a few taps. Good evening, Turbo. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I don't think any more than usual online stuff, mate, to be quite honest. I'm not trying to push me out the way there, that's a bit bandit-like, but to be honest, I think they're all about the same, to be quite fair. Now he's just blocking. We're going to outbrake himself here anyway, hopefully. Doesn't want to let me through, that's for sure, Mr. Mosh. See how many moves he makes in the braking zone in the first sector of this next lap. There'll be quite a few. Yep, sure are, I just haven't paid for them yet. They are definitely available. I keep out braking myself. Actually, I couldn't be bothered grabbing it, to be honest, between races. Did use my round wheel on the first night, but I just couldn't be bothered getting out the chair to grab it. It's probably the real reason. It may or may not help. I think they've implemented the virtual energy properly as well in RaceRoom. Does have the ability to do that. So at some point I will buy the hypercars. That's halfway, 8 to go. See how far he comes over this time. We can run off the road here, I reckon. That was my fault there. How much damage we got? Oh. Spin it around, Johnny. A little bit of left hand down. Good damage model in RaceRoom, that's for sure. A lot of slowdowns now, going to run off track quite a bit, I think, the amount of damage we got. Let's make it easy to turn left though. Love driving a damaged car. You'll work your way around the damage. Lots of wheel chatter coming from that damage on the left hand side. Yeah, right rear tyre doing absolutely nothing, still on 100%. Just 2 minutes to go. We are in 2 laps to go, this one plus the next one. Should be the last up leader's only just come around the last couple of corners now. About a minute 55 lap. Get back a second, are you kidding? Big slide down that one, 0.76. Toe cramp. I don't really want to wait till 9 o'clock. Do for the night, to be honest.